Hi Sweet Beans, my name is Meg, I make Mashables, and this is Meg's Mashables. I was sent in a list of questions from some art students, and I am so excited to answer these kiddos' questions. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first question is, how long does it take from start to finish to create a new sticker? So it depends. If we're not including how long it takes me to make the design itself, then it is as simple as I take my digital file, I send it to my sticker manufacturer, shout out to Sticker App, I love them, they're great. And then it takes them anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to make and ship and deliver to me. It depends upon how much I've asked of them, like if it was a big order or during the holidays, sometimes that can take a little bit longer, but anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks is typically what they do, and I'm a big fan of them. We actually also make our stickers in-house for Patreon, so our Mashy Club of the Month, and that allows us to make the stickers that are a little bit more relevant. So if I just made something on TikTok, you're probably going to see the sticker on Patreon. So yeah, we're not able to physically make all of the stickers in-house because I have like 100 sticker designs and that would just be too much. So hope that answers that question. Question number 2, how long did it take for you to get where you are in your career? I have been doing Meg's Mashables as like a business, as my full-time employment, and employing my best friend from high school, Kayla, since 2021. So 3 years. But it all started a long time ago because it all builds up. So I wouldn't be able to run a business and be an artist if I didn't start a very long time ago. So I've been an artist my entire life. I've had so many different jobs. I've been in different managerial positions, and all of those seemingly random career choices have added up to who I am and what I do now. So yeah. Question number 3, what are your favorite things to draw? Butts. Butts. Cute ones, just little, everyone's got a butt. Putting a butt on things like a potato? Come on. Question number 4. Can you make a tugget, which is a turtle and a chicken nugget? First and foremost, I'm going to use this as a quick little learning lesson, especially because these are all of these questions are coming from budding artists. I want you to know these boundaries for yourself as well. So don't be embarrassed that you asked this question. I'm really glad that you did. Asking an artist if they can draw something. If you ever ask an artist, can they draw something? Make sure that you aren't taking advantage of their time and their expertise. Artists are special. People are wonderful. And just because they're good at something doesn't mean they can or should do it for free. And that means you too. No big deal. I'm not mad. It's fine. With all of that being said, yes, of course I can draw a tugget. Question number 5. Why did this genre catch your attention? I feel like my work kind of goes into like chibi territory, but like not anime chibi, just like kind of just chunky, rotund, nub-like creatures with not a thought between their eyes. Personally, I would like to think that I'm kind of branching and creating my own genre. Oh my God, that'd be so cool. Anyway, this genre and style was definitely fostered because I grew up with Star Wars, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Pokemon, Neopets, Animal Planet, and Disney. When you look at all my stuff, you go, oh yeah, that tracks. So there you go. Question number 6 and 7 is, do you have a favorite creation? I get asked this a lot. I don't actually have a favorite creation. I think that my love for each design changes, and when I'm drawing something, it will become my favorite one, especially when it's like super chaotic. But for the most part, I don't have like a standalone, this is my favorite design. I do have a least favorite, the Snedgy. This is a very divisive Mashable in the Mashable community. Some people think that it is a wonderful, adorable creature, and they would commit crimes for this Mashable, and others have common sense. But seriously, I don't know why I put eye stalks on a hedgehog. Snails and hedgehogs individually are adorable. Why did I do this? Final question is, what is your favorite part of art? My favorite part of art is what used to be my least favorite, which is ironic. Before I did this, and I was live streaming, posting on TikTok and on Instagram, and making commissions for people, before I was making art for other people and their consumption, I was an artist where I knew I wanted to draw. and I liked drawing. I would get to points where I would be drawing and I would hate it. And it would look stupid, and I just would get so frustrated, and I would just crumple up the paper or walk away and just convince myself that I just wasn't a good artist, because I would have an idea in my head and it wasn't translating, and therefore I wasn't good, and I didn't want to spend any more time on it. And that's not a fun mentality to have, because you should want to do art regardless. But it happens to the best of us. Once I started live streaming and doing things in front of people or for people, I would hit that same part, but I didn't have the luxury of quitting, because it was for other people. It wasn't just for me this time. So I was forced, for good or bad, to push through that little chunk in the timeline of making the piece of art and get past it. And I discovered that every single time on the other end, there was a spot that I actually fell back in love with the piece of art again. And I never allowed myself to discover that when I was doing it by myself, because I was quitting too soon. So my favorite part of art is that whole trust the process. Trust that it's okay if it looks dumb, if it's okay if it's not exactly what's going on in your head. It's okay if your sketch process looks like a dizzy chicken drew it. It's okay, because if you just push past it and just tell the gremlin in your head to shut up, you will get to a point where you will fall in love with your art again. I promise you. So my favorite part of art is rediscovering and falling back in love with a piece of art after I loathed it. And I promise, every single piece I go through, I'll go through waves of being like, why am I an artist? What am I doing here? Who gave me an iPad? I'm not allowed to be doing this. This is awful. But then I kept pushing, and then I go, there it is. I love this thing again. Look how absolutely adorable this abomination is. So that's my favorite part of art. There's my answers. Thank you so much for writing in and asking these questions. It's really humbling that there's kiddos out there that are asking these questions. I will end with this. This is to all the budding new artists, and this is also just to anybody who is on whatever level of journey of their art, is to be kind to yourself. We as artists, or just as people, it's really easy for us to just kind of talk bad about our art, even if it's sarcastic, or I can't even draw a stick figure, or it's not that good, or oh, don't look at it, or oh my God, just like we sell ourselves short before we even allow people to look at our art and have their own opinion. I ask you to pay attention to how many negative comments you make about yourself and your art throughout the day. And how many positive ones do you make throughout the day to counterbalance those? We all have a little kid in our head that's listening all the time. And even if you know that you're being sarcastic, even if you know you don't mean it, or it's just one offhanded comment, that little kid is listening. And that little kid is going to believe you when you say you're not a good artist. And so be kind to yourself. Be patient. Don't compare yourself to others. And just be excited that you're expressing yourself artistically. So that's what I would love to say to you. Be kind to yourself. And thank you so much for writing in. And I hope you have a wonderful summer vacation. And yeah, I don't really have a sign off. So, butts.